Does your heart carry the weight of a dream unfulfilled? The bittersweet echo of a hope that faded away? Loss comes in many forms, and grieving a dream can feel isolating and relentless. In this podcast of School of U23, we confront the pain of abandoned aspirations and explore how to move forward with grace. We'll discuss the complex nature of grief, why acceptance is so difficult, and the delicate balance between honoring our past hopes and finding new reasons to embrace the future. If you're ready to heal, find community, and discover a life beyond those lost dreams, please join me here on the School of U23. So, welcome, my loves, to the School of U23 podcast, where we discuss sensitive topics and attempt at unloading and unraveling these unresolved traumas together. In today's segment of The Long Goodbye, how do I find a new path while grieving a dream? This is part one of two. Sometimes the most painful losses we experience aren't marked by funerals or obvious changes. The loss of a dream, a hope that held the promise of a different future. It seeps into your soul, a constant ache. It's a grief many don't understand, and one we often try to minimize, even to ourselves. Yet, anyone who has dared to envision a better life, to cling to the spark of a possibility, understands, you understand its weight. When that flame flickers out, maybe it was a career that never just materialized, a relationship that ended that you nourished, a vision of a family that slipped from your grasp, a dream that you had for your child that may not come to be, or maybe it will, but the path may be different. Those milestones and reminders, they hit harder than anyone can anticipate. That's what we're here to talk about today. The reality of grieving a dream, the loneliness of it, but also the way to move forward. So, first, let's just acknowledge something important. This type of grief is real and is complex, it's fragile, it's timid, it's delicate. It shares similarities with the grief we experience at the loss of a loved one, of a person, because there's a sense of shock, denial, even anger. However, it weaves in unique threads like guilt, sometimes shame, bitterness, confusion, just over just a deep connect, like deepening, right? Just a deep questioning of our own worth. We really be wondering, like, if I wasn't good enough for that dream, what am I good enough for? For real, for real. It hit hard like that sometimes. And that's because our dreams are tied to our identity. It's a vision of who we could have been. It's something that we nurtured. And that word acceptance, it's a hard one. And anyone who has been through this process understands what I'm speaking about. Because it's a hard one, isn't it? Because acceptance doesn't mean giving up hope altogether. It doesn't mean that dream was worthless. What it does mean is accepting that it won't be a part of this chapter of your life in the way you imagined. And a lot of times, that's just a hard reality. And that's going to take some time. So, how do we move forward? Because there's no one simple answer. These situations are personal, these situations are complex. But here's a few things that just might help. Permission to grieve. Don't fight the wave of sadness. Don't fight it. The moments where it feels overwhelming, honor those feelings like you would any loss. You're just gonna have to allow yourself that grace. And it's not nothing to be explained. Find your community. This one I feel like is very vital because you have to understand it may not be a traditional grief support that you're seeking. It's just not, because this is a different type of loss. So you have to seek out a community that understands this type of loss. But find those who understand that empty space where a dream used to be. Maybe it's a friend with a similar experience, an online forum. Um, maybe it's your elders. Maybe it's your pastor, your religion. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's your sibling. Maybe it's your therapist. Just knowing you're not alone, it helps because you're not going to get through this by yourself. And once again, you have to make sure that you're finding those who understand that that empty space that you're feeling is where a dream used to be. Rewrite it. Rewrite the dream. Don't abandon it. Don't disregard that dream because your dreams mattered. They mattered. What were the core values they embodied? Think about that. And then you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to find other ways those values can find expression in your life, even in the smallest ways, because those core values mattered. Don't disregard them. All is not lost. Don't completely abandon your dream. Figure out if you can rewrite it in some type of way. Self compassion, my loves. There's no timeline for this grief. You have to be kind to yourself as you navigate these new waters. These might be waters that the waves is just too strong. It's going to probably take you some time to swim through. And that's fine. That's fine. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Give yourself grace. Lastly, my loves, remember this. You are still capable of growth and new beginnings. The future might look different than what you once imagined, but it still holds possibilities. It may even hold some beautiful surprises down the line. We carry the echoes of our dreams within us, and that shapes who we are and what we have to offer the world. It's not a betrayal of those dreams to seek new ones or to revise the one that you have. Whatever you do, just don't abandon it. All right, my loves, that's a wrap on part one of this segment of the long goodbye. How do I find a new path while grieving a dream? Remember, your best life is always within reach. Reflect, refocus, release, and re engage with yourself, sis. So, you want to keep the conversation going? Okay. There's going to be part two coming out later this week, and it's going to be packed with more amazing tools and insights on how you're going to be able to find a new path while grieving this dream. So, join our vibrant community and connect with us on social media. You can find us on Instagram and then hop over there to Instagram threads as well for real time discussions at School of You 2023. And then don't forget about the Geneva app. So we're there at School of You 23. And that's an amazing space to connect and share your journey. So remember, my loves, your voice matters. Like, comment, share, and engage with us on all platforms. I can't wait to hear from you and build this School of You 23 community together. So until next time, keep reflecting, refocusing, releasing, and re engaging on your path to a phenomenal life. Bye, my loves.